Jasmine will
Okay,
come.
let me see. All righty. How's head level there? Good?
Maybe bring it a little down.
Little
Oh,
further
no, that's too
down.
much. There you go. There you go.
See right there. Boom, boom, boom.
Perfecto.
Thank you. Boricua.
Dominicana.
Dominicana. Sí. Okay.
Afro-dominicana. Afro-dominicana.
Afro-Dominicana. Sí. Mm-hmm. So funny. Me and my boy, we get ready to start doing a podcast. He's a musical producer, and his father.
Who
You
you
can't come
talking
in here.
about? What you talking about?
You can't come in here. We in the middle of a conversation.
Boricua. I'm not a Boricua, but
Boricua.
what I am is a black woman, which is
I was
fabulous.
telling, I was telling my Afro Latina sister that my father's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Word?
Boricua.
Yeah, you feel me? So my father's Puerto Rican, but my homeboy, who is a music producer, he like me is a Latino. He is black and Panamanian,
Panamanian.
and we're gonna start a podcast shortly called Human, HUEMAN, Human, and dealing with all things that affect black and brown men.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty dope.
That's dope. Well, I'm blending.
You feel okay? All right now. Okay.
My mom is
get your
100% Native American, so but my
okay
daddy is all black, so we blend
indigenous.
in. Hey,
You
Lena,
feel
can
me?
you come get this door? How are
Indigenous success.
you?
What's up, my sis?
What's
going on?
happening,
What's
Doctor?
going on?
You know what?
Hey.
I have not spoken to you in so long. This is going to sound so crazy. So I have a pseudo relationship with you in my head. Like we're like besties in my head, but we never talk. I'm like, I miss talking to my friend, Dondre. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't even know him like that.
That's hilarious. Okay, that's hilarious. So
But
what you got to now do is you got to make sure that we bring this to full fruition.
First of all, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You've been meeting me on the golf course for 3 years. I ain't seen you yet.
Okay, wait. So now let me stop.
Don't get mad at my 81.
Let me stop you there because you already know that is one phone call. That's one phone call.
Hold up. Don't make me pull up my text messages. I was like, yo, when we golfing? All I heard was crickets.
I'm waiting on you. No, you ain't hear no cricket. I'm like waiting on you. Is always gonna be waiting on you. Always. So you better stop
here's the truth of the matter. Okay. First of all, COVID happened and nobody could golf.
Yes.
And then coming out of COVID, this one right here, tore my meniscus.
Okay, so here you go, trying to blame our situation due to your health issues.
Yeah.
Listen,
you married. Roll with it. You know how it go. Just roll with it.
Do you know I know how this go?
I know. That's why I said just roll with it. You know how it is. Let me tell you something. So just so you have a clear understanding of what I'm doing and why I'm doing this. So for the month of March, I did a series called Woman to Woman. And I got it in while I was sleeping. Everyone who is, I'm a lady of a certain age, fabulous age that is. And I remember that song, Hey Barbara, this is Shirley. And the song Woman to Woman. And so I thought we spend a lot of time during the month of March from a historical perspective, speaking about all of the contributions of women. And I thought, I want to just have a chill brunch kind of conversation with women that are in my circle, women that are circle adjacent, women that I've crossed during my paths of work, and women that I don't know, but I wish I did. Your wife being one, I would have loved to have spoken on to her for Woman to Woman. And it's just all things girl. And then DL says to me, you do all this chit-chatting about, now, quiet as it's kept, he calls our conversations titty to titty because he's always being a jerk. Don't nobody want to hear that estrogen to estrogen. I'm like, why don't you shut up? But he made a great point. He made a great point. He said, nobody ever talks to men. He said,
Oh
even for
God.
Mother's Day, the whole world stops. He said,
Yes.
Father's Day, you got Father's Day, Grad Day, and just everything else. And I said, you know what? I've never seen a situation where a woman has a conversation with a man where there's really no, I don't know, theme. There's no
Yes.
just a conversation between
Yeah.
human beings who happen to be man and woman. And so
Yep.
I said, I'm going to do that. First, I wanted to do it for Father's Day. So I wanted to have a conversation with all fathers. And then I thought, bump that. I'm just going to talk to men. And it's going to be men that I know, men that I don't know, men that I wish I knew, men that who are in my head.
My bestie.
Yeah, my bestie. But I wanted to talk to you specifically because now I had a conversation earlier with a good friend of mine, Kavan Edmonds, and I said
Okay.
to him the same thing that I'm going to say to you. Don't tell DL. This is just between me, you, and the microphone.
Okay.
If I were in a relationship, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm single. I've been single for a long time. I've
Yes.
never been married.
Yes.
If I were, there would be two people on my speed dial that I would talk to who were men. That would be Kavan Edmonds and Dondre Whitfield. Those two people, because I
I
know
love it.
you would give it to me straight with no chase. And you'd be like,
Yes.
okay, hold on, chick.
Yes.
Sit down. You out of order. You out of line. Not him, it's you, okay? And you would tell me that and you would smile just like that. And I'd be like, you know what?
Yes.
I believe you. What is it about you that you, because it's not just me that feels that way. You give off this aura and the words of wisdom that you speak. I swear, you every bit of 199. You've been here before. I can feel it. You've been here before. What is it? What is it about you?
First of all, I that you saying that means so much to me. And in all sincerity, it means so much to me because I know that first of all, when you have spirits like yourself, that because women have what we really don't have in spades, which is intuition.
Mm.
So you can get an intuition. You also can read a man's energy. Your femininity allows you to be able to read what type of masculinity you're dealing with. There are so many of our sisters who get a feeling about a brother and really just run the red light.
Mm.
Many of them say, I need to learn how to be. No, you don't. You knew that.
Yeah.
You knew that about that dude. But the problem is that somehow he was of great value to you,
Mm.
either because other women valued him and you wanted to have the coveted prize that they covet,
Mm-hmm.
or he reminded you of a guy of great value and you needed whether you could have that for yourself.
Mm. I think listening to you though,
But
because
wait,
uh, uh,
let me address because I'm gonna make the second point is that what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to be a gift to my sisters. So many, I'm already that for my brothers, but too many of our sisters don't have the gift of having a brother that they can trust.
yeah.
To your point, to have a conversation and say, my brother is going to give it to me straight, no chaser. But the problem is, will my spirit have to be killed in the midst of that conversation?
The way I was just crucified. Hold on one second. I need 3 days to rise. But let me tell you why. Let me tell you why that crucified me like that in my spirit. Because I am, and I've been so excited from the moment you said yes to do this, to speak to you about this. in a very relaxed, calm, no agenda setting, but really for my spirit to edify me so that I can edify my sisters too, who are feeling the same way. I feel like every single day, Black women are being just, I don't even know. We are picked apart and just nitpicked at about, you're too strong. You're too independent. You think you're too good. You're a gold digger. I'm like, why are there so many men trying to fix us? And then you have other women who are co-signing on some of the most insane opinions I've ever heard. I was just last week, I was in a bit of a back and forth with some people who came for my jugular right here because they were saying strong, independent Black women have ruined the Black family. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. What? How did we do that? So the way that you break things down, you do it so that I'm educated. I don't feel as though you're trying to crucify me. I feel like
attack you.
Yeah. I feel like I'm saying to you, I really don't understand. Where am I getting it wrong in the relationship? Can you give it to me in a way that I will understand, but I don't feel like a wall of defense has to go up and now me and you fighting?
Exactly.
Now I'm trying to punch you in the face and you're trying to verbally and you trying to punch me back. We're never going to come together. Where did this great divide come from? And how do we get rid of it?
Yeah, that's such a great question and such a powerful subject matter and so relevant to where we are as a tribe. So let me first start by saying, now we all know the effects of slavery, where the Black man was out of the family circle, and then now we have this we sort of take that and move with it. We got the welfare system that incentivizes the Black man not being in the house.
Right.
Okay. Now let's fast forward just a little though. Let's fast forward now to the Black woman who is in a space where she says, in order for me to not feel this pain anymore, I have to find a way to do for myself. And I want to also prepare my daughter for this very scenario. And I started too late myself. So what I'm going to do now with my daughter or daughters is I'm going to start them right from the beginning. Do for yourself. You don't need a man. You can do this for yourself. The problem in that is we didn't have the rest of the conversation. There needs to be a full conversation. You can't say to a child, do this for yourself. You need to be independent. You don't need a man. I understand what the intention is. The intention is, I need you to be able to care for yourself when you are unpartnered. But that's not the goal.
Right. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying.
We had the conversation. We had the conversation where it now got the impact. Remember, there's a huge difference between intention and impact. Correct. The intention, I want you to be able to care for yourself. But because we didn't have the conversation in the full, the impact was, the master plan is be by myself.
Right.
Not care for myself when I'm by myself.
But you know what? Let me add something to that because two schools of thought that I'm having. My first one is, believe it or not, it wasn't even my mama who said, prepare yourself. My daddy.
Your dad, of course.
My daddy said, hey, don't you ever take care of a man. My daddy told me that flat out.
Absolutely.
Don't you do it.
Now, this is not to shame dad, because dad was doing, he knew, because we know dudes.
Yes.
We know dudes. And what Dad was saying was, and if Dad had language, here's what Dad would have said to Jasmine. Baby, listen, there are not a whole lot of me's out there. What I want to try to do is I want to have you be prepared until you find a me.
Yeah. Which would have been helpful.
Different.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's different.
Because that would have changed your mindset.
But you know something, let me say this too, though. I feel as though for me in particular, and I know I can't paint every woman with one broad brush. Sure. I have always had an air of independence because my dad raised me to believe I could do anything. My brother played baseball.
And you can.
He put me right out there with my brother. Now, me and my brother would fight about it because my brother's like, my sister's out here. But what it taught me was there was nothing that I couldn't do. However, I have never, and this is me having a full transparent conversation with my brother, with my bestie in my head. I have never, it has never come out of my mouth. I have never thought it in my head that I don't need a man and I'm independent. I can make it by myself. I've never thought that. What I've thought was in the absence of a man, because I am single, I've been single for a long time. And in the absence of that, somebody got to pay the mortgage over here. Somebody got to pay for this car I like to drive. You see these shoes? Here's a news flash. They weren't free. Your wife though. They
I didn't have no sponsors.
Yeah. Exactly. But what I have found, and perhaps you can help me navigate these waters and we can continue this therapy session when the world ain't watching. But what I have found is that even though I've not said it, I've not thought it, now that I've been single for a number of years, there is a way that I move that speaks for me that men, I will not say are intimidated, because I hate that word too, because I don't want a man who is intimidated by a 5'4" frame.
I got a better adjective for you, but yes, go ahead.
Yes, I don't want a man who is intimidated by a 5'4" frame. Okay,
right.
But I know that I'm a movement all by myself.
Yes.
And that reverberates all around me and separates me for some reason.
Yes.
And so I get this question all the time. Why are you, and I know I'm not the only female. Why are you still single? Something must be wrong with you. Okay, why is that your first go-to? There's nothing wrong with me.
No, there's nothing wrong with you. There is something out of alignment with the energy that is being propelled. The energy that's being propelled, the man is repelled.
Oh, interesting.
So watch this. No man ever stays in a space where he is not wanted, specifically needed. So watch, when he gets in front of you, he's not intimidated. He don't care. Is he intimidated? He just realizes that he's unwanted. He's unneeded. When a man, watch this. When a guy, and this is not to say, so I want all my sisters to buckle in.
Hold up. Let me buckle in.
Buckle in.
Matter of fact, let me get some extra buckles.
Buckle in, breathe, and don't listen to respond, listen to comprehend. As soon as you go out, this is why it's so important for us to teach our young women, and I know because I got an 18-year-old daughter.
I was about to say, you got a daughter too. I'm curious to know what you're telling her.
Let me tell you something. You want to hear this conversation. Okay?
Well, let me lean in.
Yes. When our young sisters go out in the world and in their head, they have been given the instruction of, you don't need this, you can take care of yourself. It it attaches itself to your very fiber, in your spirit, in your being. You don't have to speak it. It's energy. It's energy. As soon as you walk outside, your energy is, like I said, you can have a conversation with a dude and your energy be still right here. Because I don't need this. I got this. Why? Because I had to get this. I had to get this. I don't need that. I got you. Hey, brother, how you doing? Okay, yeah. You can't feel it, but he can.
But isn't that the antithesis, though, of never allow someone else to dim your light?
It's a
because part of me feels like I would.
You would never listen to me. Listen to your big brother. Listen to your on the way bestie. Okay. That man is never gonna dim your light. All he's going to do, first of all, let's just start here. I hate when I tell you loathe the expression happy wife, happy life. It's horrible. Here's why. It now sends a signal to our sisters. He's responsible for my happiness.
Correct.
It's terrible. Because truth be told, I ain't responsible for your happiness. You are.
You are. Yeah.
I'm responsible for my happiness. Right? What it also sends the signal to the man is, I'm never going to be good enough. Because guess what? Let me tell you something. Me and my wife, we've been together for 25 years. And I'm laughing because this entire week, we've had my mother here, my mother-in-law here, my father-in-law's wife here, my daughter's here, our cousin, who's another woman. I've had all this woman energy around me for the past week and a half. And all I've done, my entire mission, is to please every woman in my circumference. And you can't do it.
You can't. I was thinking to myself, dang.
You can't do it. Watch this. Watch this. What y'all want to eat? Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna get you whatever you want. What you want for dinner? I want something. I said, okay, what you want?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah. I could have told you that. That's in our handbook.
Tell me how you please. I don't know.
You can't.
Now tell me how you please 5. I don't know.
You can't. Because the addendum to that is, I don't know. Well, let's get chicken. I don't want chicken.
Watch this. I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want.
Yes.
And then say, what do you want? And then when you say, because I'm definitive. When you ask me, I'm going to tell you. And then the answer is, I don't want that.
That's it.
25 years ago, I had hair. 25 years ago, I had hair.
And how long have you been married?
25 years. Okay. So I say that a little tongue in cheek, but I'm driving home the point. No man can make a woman happy.
Yes, correct.
As partners, our job, if you and I were in relationship, at our very best, this is why we're supposed to be called helpmates. Our job is to accentuate the happiness that our partner already has.
Yeah.
That is our assignment. Now watch this. Now I'm getting ready to say something that's going to set your whole room on fire.
Well, hold on. Let me get some coffee for it.
I got my tea. Hold on. One time. I love you.
There we go. I love you back.
We are not equal. I just said that.
In what sense?
I'm going to break this down real quick because I just wanted to let that settle because I want everybody to be on fire first. Because every woman who hears that is like, what he say? We ain't equal. You heard Big Brother Dondre just said, we, man, woman, we are not equal. The other day, me and my wife, we had this conversation. I said, babe, we ain't equal. She said, well, no, I know, but but we're the same. I said, no, babe. Equal means the same. Look it up. Equal means the same. We are not the same. Our job is to treat each other equally.
Right.
But we are not equal. I said, okay, let me give it. She got her face. That's her accomplished woman face, right? And she got it from society that keeps feeding poison to our women that a woman can do everything that a man can do. And so it's garbage. Throw it away. It's killing our community. It's garbage. We could be laying in a bed. My wife is from the south side of Chicago. She ain't no shrinking violet. Your boy is from Brooklyn. I ain't no punk, which is why my wife is with me. Because she done see me throw these hands on multiple dudes at the same time.
Dondre out here throwing hands in the streets. Okay. Look how he did.
She done see me do it.
Okay.
All right. If something goes down while we're laying in the bed, my Rottweiler is my alarm. If he goes off, I know something ain't right. Who do you think is going to be the one to go handle whatever's happening? Who do you think that is?
It better be them hands.
Okay. It's going to be
it better be them hands.
In the middle of the night, let me just tell you, if my Roddy goes off in the middle of the night, my hands are a last resort. All you going to hear is clicks.
Period.
Because I got mine in here. You hear me? I got my woman and I got my seeds. My 18-year-old daughter and my 14-year-old son. Anything coming through that door is going to slide out. You understand?
But you know what?
Who do you think is going to handle that?
Oh, I already know. Okay,
so wait. Now watch this. Let me drive home the point a little further for you. If my wife hit me and everybody found out that my wife hit me, what would everyone say?
What'd he do?
Boy, Dondre must have done something real crazy.
What'd he do? He did something.
For Sally to hit him.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what if everybody finds out that I hit my wife? What would they say?
Dondre ain't shit. Where the police at? Lock his ass up. What's happening? Yeah.
Ain't no reason.
Get Tay-Tay and them. Let's go see what he did. Yeah, for sure.
Ain't no reason for him to ever put his hands on her. We are not equal.
Yeah.
And we got to stop this nonsense. Yes, in the boardroom, we equals. In these spaces where we're putting our families together, where we build our communities, we equal. Where we pour into our children, our jobs are equal. We are equally important. But to say that we are equal, that you could do anything that I could do, I could do anything that you could do, is garbage.
Yeah.
We need to throw all of that away because it is poisoning. Watch this. Every other community, except ours, every other community understands that there is an order to this. No other community that operates well says, I don't need them. No community that operates well says, I don't need them. I got this myself.
Yeah.
They don't
Not
do
one.
it because they know it's garbage.
Yeah, but I think the part of that is that operates well, Right. And so
Yes.
obviously for a myriad of reasons, our community
Yep.
does not operate well. But I also
Yes.
think there is something to be said that is feeding our young women and young
Yep.
men coming up,
Yep.
right? Because I
Yep.
think when you're a woman or man, but specifically speaking about the woman side of it, who's saying I don't want to be equal. I look at it like I do a Duracell battery. You know what I
Yes.
mean? The 9 volt.
Yes.
We are one body,
Yes.
but we got one side that's positive and negative.
Yes.
Not in the sense of negative and positive, but the fact that you have two prongs on the same body, but they do different things. And they need to be
Yes.
plugged in just right, or you get no power. So my
Okay.
thing is, I don't want to do what I think, because I'm a
Yep.
traditional woman. I'm a Southern
Yep.
girl from Tennessee. I'm not touching
Yes.
the garbage. Okay.
Right.
What's in here that's
Right.
stinking? But obviously, in lieu of the fact that there is no man home, I take the trash out.
I
But
got
best
right.
believe,
Right. Yes.
when I do have a man, there are certain
Yes.
things that I will. You can call it toxic masculinity. You can call it what you want
Yes.
to. But what you're going to
Yes.
call it is the garbage has been taken out. The grass has been cut. If my
No
car is
question.
clean when I get in it, I want
No
all those
question.
things to happen. And in return, because it's reciprocity, in
No
return,
question.
right? You're going to come home. It's going to be a nice cooked meal waiting for you. I might
Yes.
have you a drink. I'm going to have myself a drink too. I'm
Yes.
going to take care of
Yes.
all of those things that I know I am, dare I say, better than you because I'm going to pay a little bit more attention. When I
No
clean the
question.
refrigerator, I'm gonna take everything out and not just wipe
That's
around
see
everything. That's the
now
difference.
watch now watch this. You're you are level setting my point. We aren't equal because we're not the same.
Right.
Just to your point, like there's certain things that like you will pay attention to. There's certain details that you are gonna that I'm not because I'm not built that way.
Dondre,
I'm
when you
built
wash the dishes, I'm certain that there are still food chips in the cup and on
now.
the plate.
Now, fortunately for you, you're wrong.
Okay, good.
Fortunately,
Most men are
because
that way. They're like, I
yeah,
swear I
because
cleaned the
yeah,
dishes. No, you
because
didn't.
my mother raised me because my
Mm.
father was in prison.
Your
So
father
my
was in
mother.
prison.
So you don't know nothing about me. Okay, so let me give this to you. My father. The reason why I wrote Male versus Man
Yes.
is because of my father wound. I did not have a model that I could mirror to properly matriculate into manhood. My father, when I was 6 years old, first traumatic experience of my life was my father kidnapped me from my mother. I woke up in the back seat of my father's car at about 2 a.m. My father is nowhere to be found. I get out of this car on the streets of Brooklyn. It looked like a movie. Long street, one street light on, the rest of them out. It is abandoned. I see some lights off in the distance. I start walking that way and I find this establishment, a donut shop. And they're making fresh donuts. And I tell them my information. My phone number is 718-574-61444. I live at 638 Wilson Avenue between Cooper and Moffett in Brooklyn. Those are actual, that's the actual address. That's the actual phone number that we had at that time. To find my way back to my mother. First traumatic experience in my life. Second traumatic experience. I see the first person I ever see get murdered at the age of 8 years old. Murdered directly in front of me, 10 feet away, point blank range, gunshots. At 13, my father goes to prison for manslaughter. He killed someone. At 14, I have a gun put to my head while they robbed my best friend of their leather bomber jacket. So why am I telling you this? You got to really understand someone's story in order to understand how they show up. Whenever I experience someone particularly when they don't show up well, I don't meet that with the same aggression that I receive, because I realize that this is a spirit in despair. So I'm now, as a big brother, I'm trying to figure out, particularly when I run across my sisters, who, now, first of all, you see this ring, don't you?
Indeed.
You can't miss it. I lead, when I walk in the room, I lead like this, because I got to tell you something. It's getting thrown at your boy.
Well, no, but let me tell you why. As big as the ring is, it can't cover up the face. And women are like, woo-wee! Who is this tall chocolate macchiato over here? Move that ring, boy. Let me look at this right here.
Which is why
I already know. Listen. Let me tell you something. I respect you. I love and respect your wife, Sally. But when you was on the Cosbys, your girl right here had the only crush on you. I said, that's my man. He don't know it, but I'm going to Hollywood and snatch his little yellow ass up, and we gonna have some pretty babies. I had it so much so I ended up dating a guy who looked just like you. His name was Alex. And I was like, your name is Alex, but I'm gonna call you Dondre. So I get it.
Oh my God.
But what is it? Because let me ask you this, in all seriousness, you're right. You lead with the ring.
Yes.
But the same thing happens for women. Is it because you know they are not available? What is it that makes you say, I am not going to respect the sanctity of that ring and what it means because I'm lusting after this person?
So watch this. So again, in going back to the despair point, right? So when I meet a sister who sometimes will, even when it's obvious that I'm married, I'll have a sister give me energy like I'm pursuing them, and nothing could be more false. But I realize that again is coming from a place of despair.
Yeah.
Because of some of the traumatic experiences that they've unfortunately had to endure. And they associate now any brother with that traumatic experience. Now, I'm going to say something really controversial again. I love setting the room on fire.
You do. Well, I need a fan.
I really
Where's
do.
my fan?
I really do. I really do. Let me take another drink
fan the
because I'm about to
flame.
set it on fire.
Well, okay. You drinking. I'm going to drink too.
My girl. Bow. Love you.
Go on and set it on fire. Go ahead.
So, I often have sisters ask me, what's with these brothers dating outside of our spectrum? Like,
outside
why
our hue.
are they outside our hue? What is that? And I said, I want you to hear this very clearly. And I'm going to look right to camera because I'm looking at every sister watching this. Okay. Listen to your big brother right now. White women don't have anything on you. Every brother that you know wants your aesthetic. I'm telling you right now, your shape, your color, everything about you is what a black man wants. You're being outperformed. Here's how. Imagine going to a restaurant. I love this because I broke this down for a bunch of accomplished sisters at a dinner. We all had, this was like black folks, like the dopest black, just think of the dopest black people that you can all assembled at this dinner. And it's a dope black woman, black man conversation. Why this? Why that? Why that? And you know me, I have the answer.
Of course you do.
And all of these sisters, extremely accomplished, sitting at this table going, I dare you, say it. I want to hear this. I want to hear this. You could hear a mouse peeing on cotton. And after I broke this down, everybody said they leaned back and looked up and pondered that because they couldn't run from it. Here's what it is. Imagine you go to a restaurant. You walk in, you sit down in this restaurant. There's no silverware, there's no water. There's a little, you just see a piece of paper on the table. There's waitresses going back and forth. You go, excuse me. Can I get, excuse me. You finally flag one down. They come over. Yeah? You're like, oh, I'm sorry. I just want to, there's no, could I see a menu and maybe have like, yeah, you can have that as soon as you pay that bill. What bill? That bill. I just got here. How do I have a bill? That bill is the bill of the person who ran out and didn't pay. And as soon as you pay that bill, then you'll get served. What? Okay. You go to another restaurant. You come in that restaurant, menu is there, mandolin is shit. They got flour in there. You got the table, everything. The mule. As soon as you barely sit down. As soon as you sit down, hi, can I help you? Whoa, I'm just gonna look at the menu. Okay, well, take your time. I'm here when you're ready. Oh, okay. Wow. Now you're thinking to yourself, this is vastly different than that last restaurant I was in. Even though I wanted that food and I know that food in there is better, I'm going to keep coming back to this place, even though the food isn't better, the aesthetic is not better, the approach, the service, the attitude, way better. Because now I'm not worried about the food. I'm actually in love with the experience. This is the gigantic difference between when we deal with a woman, our sister, who's had traumatic experiences. That check represents the trauma of being hurt by other brothers who may look like us, but don't represent us. And what white women don't have is the trauma of dealing with black man, right? So they say the saying is familiarity breeds contempt. The black woman is so familiar with the black male who really isn't doing it the way it should be that they mistake the men for the males. Yeah. And just so our sisters are clear, giant difference. That's why I wrote male versus man. What you mean? You keep saying male and man. Males look to be served while men look to be of service. Yeah. So our sisters are mistaking the males for the men. And when a white woman comes and has an experience with a black man, she doesn't have that trauma effect because she's never had to endure that. So now, because she's curious about who he is, the nature of her conversation and the nature of her approach is completely different. Malik, wow. And where are you from? And okay, so where is it? So now she's looking to discover about Malik.
But I think it's so. Well, wait though. The thing that I hate about that though,
it doesn't mean that she's better.
Correct. I don't believe that. I dare, honey. Listen, absolutely. I know about all this power over here.
I'm telling you right now.
I think the unfair thing, not unfair, but I think for most women of color,
yes,
I feel as if, and me being
this
a
is
woman
not
of color,
representative of all black women.
Of course not. Of course not.
Don't nobody at me
because they will. But here's the thing that I don't like. I don't like that. I feel like it's a double standard. Because if I say I will date outside my race, oh my God, everybody's losing their mind. I knew you wouldn't date a black man. Well, okay, but wait a minute, okay?
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing, just a shoe on a different foot. The other thing is the interesting thing for Black women. And I've been saying this for I don't know how long, because I feel like every day we're constantly picked apart about how we're doing it wrong and we're messing it up. It's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? You're absolutely right. When we meet a man, he is, in our mind, he's got to pay for that bill. He doesn't have to.
Yes.
But in our minds, we are filled with trauma, hurt, lies, deceit, right? From more than likely a Black man.
A Black man.
And more than likely, the Black man that we just met may not be responsible for our trauma, but he's probably responsible for someone's trauma. Just the truth. Because I think to a certain degree, we all are probably responsible for someone's trauma. We may not know it. And so it's like we can't win on either side, because when we do, we try to get help for that trauma.
We can.
But wait. Let me finish. I feel like we get to a point where no matter what, it's always our fault. And women, Black women, are always told, you gripe too much. You're always upset about something. You're always wanting a man to be this and do that. And I'm like, but if a man really is into me, I'm not saying he's supposed to be the source of my joy, because he should not be. Because then if he's gone, where is my joy now? Does it leave with him? So I totally believe I'm responsible for that. But I also think that any man who comes into my life should at least not take away. He may not add a lot, but he better not take shit from me. I know that.
That's right.
Materialistically, or even.
But watch this. That's where we're going wrong. Because too many of our sisters are leading with that fear. Because that's where it's coming from. The attitude, you know, when people, oh, she got attitude. You know what that is? Fear. So when our brothers, I'm trying to teach our brothers, hey, look, when you meet a sister who has attitude, I want you to understand that is a flaw. Anytime I experience a sister who's leading with her masculinity, I know this for a fact. Her femininity has been exposed or fractured. And she has to lead, in her mind, she has to lead with her masculinity in order to protect her femininity that's been exposed or broken.
I agree.
Or fractured. That's an absolute fact. I've never experienced a woman who led with her masculinity who had these great experiences in life. Never. It's against a woman's nature to lead with masculinity. It's against her nature.
Yeah.
Anytime I experience a woman, first of all, let me just say this. My sisters, this is why we go. Okay, so we really are going to become you. We're going to start. I'm going to start checking in with you from now on.
Okay.
We're going to really start doing this. Okay, we're going to start doing this. Now you stuck with me. I'm big bro now. So because I love your spirit. I love your mind. I love your intention. This is exactly what we need in order to help our people grow. Black woman, my sisters, listen to me. When you come in the room, and I'm in that room, and you come in that room like you ready to put on boxing gloves, it's corny to me. It's corny. It's corny to me. It's corny to any man. Here's why.
FYI, that's the Brooklyn in you coming out. It's corny. That's the Brooklyn. Corny. It's corny.
Yeah, it's corny. That's corny. Whenever I hear, woman, yeah, nigga, I wish you, I'm like, it's corny to me. Because if we were to find ourselves in the unfortunate circumstance where we are combatants, I'm going to break you. I will kill you. Unless you are Layla Ali, and you're not, I'm going to kill, not even hurt you. I'm going to kill you Watch this. Picture how ridiculous it would be. Let's take you out of the circumstance. Let's take me. I go into a cage that's locked, and I'm sitting inside that cage with a lion. Picture how ridiculous it would be if I said, "Lion, I wish you would bite me. No, bite me and see what happens. Come on, lion, bite me.
Not the claps.
I dare you.
Yeah.
Please bite me."
Done. It's a wrap.
Is that not the most ridiculous thing
you've ever?
That's what it's like for a woman going up against a man. I'm not talking about a 4-foot man, 120 pounds. I'm talking about a man right here, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, muscle. You see it.
Oh,
picture you talking to me like that.
Right.
I will kill you.
Yeah.
I am a warrior. Please don't look at King, Warrior King and all of these other movies that are telling you they're movies. They're movies.
Yeah.
They're
not real life. It's not real life.
It's not real life. They are movies. Yes, we do have. Well, the lioness goes out and she hunts. Yeah, but when she comes back, she recognizes that there is a king of the jungle. Okay, because when you come up in there, that dude is going to rip that apart. I'm trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to educate you. Don't come in here with that energy. Now watch this. I always tell my sisters, don't speak warrior language to a warrior, because you are going to activate war, and then you're going to complain about being a victim.
Yeah.
Trust me. I got an 18-year-old daughter. I tell her all the time, listen, whenever you experience a dude and he looks like he's a little out of control, don't you dare don't dare meet aggression with what you perceive to be your aggression, because you're gonna get knocked out or body slammed. If you don't believe me, get on YouTube, get on social media.
We've seen it.
You've seen it.
That's
what's going to happen. And when I find out, now watch this, when you call me and you tell me that this dude body slammed you, trust and believe dad is going to come and knock this dude's teeth completely out. But when I find out that you helped activate that by meeting it that way, you and me, we're going to have a big problem.
I think that goes back to what you said earlier. And I think that and I speak specifically because we are people of color, about Black women. I know for a fact, having at times led with my own masculinity, that's me being transparent. Also, a moment of transparency is fear, and it comes from a lack of feeling protected. And so I feel as though there is no one to protect me. I am the warrior queen. I must protect myself, knowing I might lose my life in the process.
Okay,
and I think that's what's unfortunate, that so many Black women feel the way I feel.
Now watch this. You are absolutely right. But here's what I want you to get. We have to start. This is one of the reasons, again, why and I'm not trying to sell my book. I'm fine.
No, FYI, your book is great. It taught my son a lot.
Listen, there's so many reasons why I wrote that book. One, my father, not having a model that I can mirror. Two, watching my mother and my grandmother go unpartnered. The book the subtitle is How to Honor Women, Teach Children, and Elevate Men to Change the World. So giving a language, this is one of the reasons why our community is so fractured, because not enough of our sisters actually have the skill set of language that activates or deactivates a man. My job is not to teach my daughter how to be a woman. You know why? Because I'm not a woman.
I was going to say, because you're not a woman.
Period. I can't teach her how to be something I'm not. That's why our sisters get in trouble when they go, well, I had to raise him. I had to teach him how to be a man. Stop. Your job is to teach your son how to be a phenomenal human being.
Correct.
With passion, with grace, teach him responsibility. But the job of teaching your son how to be a man, you better find one.
You better find one.
You better find one to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need one. That's a lie. Guess what? Watch this. Guess what? Uncle Dondre is here.
Let me tell you something, though. The interesting thing that I am finding that is the common denominator amongst trying to get to the core of what our issue is. Again, one of the reasons why I would love to revisit this conversation more often is I feel what happens is we all are at each other's throats because nobody wants to be responsible. And what happens is you start off having what appears to be an adult to adult, human to human conversation. And then someone says something that somebody doesn't like, and now you're throwing slings and arrows, and there is no resolve. And my thing is, I want us to find a way to love again, whether it be from a platonic stance, whether it be in a relationship stance. Love has got to be the thing that connects us, and we've lost our way because we don't know how to communicate anymore.
Where you hit the nail right on the head. First of all, we are in relationship. I have said to you already in this 3 times, I love you. We in relationship.
Don't say that, Dondre. Take me back to when I was 20. And I thought you was my man. See where my trauma started? Do you see where my trauma started?
Hilarious.
But I understand exactly what you're saying. I understand. And I want to hear more of that because I think that women need to understand that just the act of saying that, how that activates something in me when I hear it with bass in it. There is something in me.
Yes, because you already know that I have the power to cover you. I often tell all of my sisters, look, my job is to cover you and not covet you.
That's a whole nother show. Cover you, not covet you.
That's an entire, and our sisters have to begin. Now watch this. In lieu of not having that covering come at a more frequent basis, what you can't do, sister, is to treat every one of your brothers that you come across like he's an assailant. That's where we're going wrong. Now watch this. I am not here. Okay, let me give you a trick question.
Oh shit. Hold on.
Who is responsible for the breakdown of the Black community or the Black family? Who's responsible? Trick question.
That is a trick question because a number of answers come in my head.
It's a very simple one, though.
Who is responsible? That's why it's a trick
question. Who's responsible?
We are.
Who's we?
Me and whoever I'm involved in. And not even involved with, I would say the community.
Okay, which is who?
Us, my tribe, me, my family, my significant other, black women and
black man.
Yeah.
Black women and black man.
Correct.
That right there. Now, see, that's why I said it's a trick question. The answer is we both are.
We both are.
The problem is that everybody is saying, well, y'all, as soon as y'all stop y'all. Take y'all out your vocabulary. Keep y'all out your mouth.
And we can't do that.
And that is the problem. The problem is that everybody wants to stop. Watch this. In all of my counseling sessions with my couples, I tell every single one of my couples, listen to me. If you really want to get this relationship right, the first thing you're going to do is say, I am the problem, but I am also the solution. I am the problem, but I am also the solution. Look, watch what this looks like. If I fix me, I fix half of our problem. If you fix you, you fix the other half of our problem, and then we got no problem. Guess what? Sis, Jazz, I can't fix you. It is not even my assignment.
Not your assignment.
My assignment is to fix me. Your assignment is to fix you. And when we fix ourselves, we're going to be like this all day, every day.
Now, you watch this. Watch this. I'm taking your own words. I'm going to bring it full circle for you to show you I get exactly what you're saying and why we got to do this right here more often. Meanwhile, look at mine, the queen.
Let's go. Let's go.
Listen to this. Now, when you were very small, when you were a child, there was something that you would do often when something got broken, when something was stolen, when you ate something you wasn't supposed to. And your mama said, who did this? I didn't do it. He did it.
I didn't do it.
We were always pointing fingers at someone else because you did not want to take the responsibility. But if you believe in faith and you believe in the word, it said, when I was a child, I did childish things. But then I became a man or a grown woman and I put that away. In my mind, what that says is now it's time for accountability. There is no more finger pointing. It is looking at me. And what did I do in this position, in this relationship to cause half of this problem? Indeed. And my thing is, if I am equally yoked, meaning my partner understands we are in this thing together, that means when I am working on me, you are also working on you so we can meet in the middle and be what we're supposed to be.
Super facts.
That's what
super facts
right there.
Like that right there. I really wish that we could have our tribe hear these words. Like so often, okay, watch this. What the streets of Brooklyn taught me that I had to really become aware of and get different tools. The streets of Brooklyn taught me when someone hurts you, not only is it your right, but it's your responsibility to hurt them. The reason why is because you have to send a signal to all the wolves in your environment that if you mess with me, you die. Now watch this. That works in a turbulent, unsafe environment in order to navigate that for life and death situations. But I now live in the suburbs in a horse community with my wife and my 2 children. So if I continue to use that skill set, which if we could liken it to a tool, would be the equivalent to a hammer, I'm now applying that one tool that I got to a situation where I need a Phillips head, I need a wrench, I need some kind of screwdriver, I need different tools. If the only tool you have in your toolbox, and they say often the only tool you got in your toolbox is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yes.
You understand? So now I don't have nails in here. So I don't need a hammer. I need some intricate tools. I need some finesse tools. That's a blunt object. I need some finesse tools. I need a Phillips head screwdriver. I need a socket wrench. I need some finesse tools. I don't need no blunt objects in here. So those skill sets that I got from Brooklyn don't match up to my environment because I'm in a completely different environment.
Yeah. You're in the rich neighborhood now. You're in the rich neighborhood.
and now I'm in an environment where, sometimes I feel assailed by my wife at times, but I also know that may come from a space of unconsciousness, right? And I can't meet her aggression with the same aggression that I have, because again, we ain't equal. We ain't the same. So if I meet her with my aggression, she's gonna get hurt. Either if she happened to like hit me and I hit her back, she's going to the hospital. Yeah. If she assails me emotionally or mentally and I do that with her, watch this. I can have my language with my brothers. My wife ain't ready for that. If we do locker room talk, me and my homies.
Okay, first of all, what does Dondre's language sound like with his brother?
If I say, oh, nigga, man, shut your punk behind up, nigga. You ain't saying, you act like a so. If I talk like that to my wife, I'll shrink her. Yeah. If I talk that way to my wife, if I gave her Brooklyn talk like that, I would shrink her. Now she thinks she a warrior.
I mean, Southside. It might not be warrior, but it's warrior. I've been to the South Side of Chicago. Look, I've been to the South Side of Chicago.
In the spaces that she has to
navigate,
carry,
for sure, without question.
But man to woman,
yeah,
kill her. Kill her. I'll shrink her in here. It's not even a contest,
right?
We not equal. So stop it. Like I literally, there are times where I have to go, okay, babe, I need you to breathe this out because you're activating something,
right?
That you don't.
But FYI, you don't want. And I know there will be people who listen and will say, but that doesn't even make sense. But I hear you, because I feel like
that's because they're listening to respond and not comprehend.
Yes. And the other
you're never going to get through to those people.
I go back
to understand.
We have forgotten the art of communication.
Yes.
That is the big thing.
No, I have to interrupt that for 1 second. Respectfully. Many of us have never gotten it.
And then there's that. And then there's that. And then there's that. And I think that's, for me, because I am a communicator.
Who taught you that?
That's a good question.
Who taught you that?
I would say my parents taught me that.
Right. Now what? No, not you. No, not you. I mean the proverbial you. Like, I gave that to my daughter. Listen, there are times where we'll have a conversation and I go, oh, who you talking to?
Yeah.
Baby, listen to me. Come here. Come sit down. Don't ever speak to a man like that. Because here's why. As soon as you say that, you activate a certain part of his brain that takes him to a space that you don't want.
Yeah. But she has a father who's teaching her that.
This is my point. This is back to my point. Who's teaching you that? And even, watch this. We got a bunch of sisters who they say, well, my father was in the house. That doesn't necessarily mean that you were fathered.
Correct, because there's that male versus man.
Period. Because if your father don't have it, he can't give it to you.
Correct.
Right? So you need to have someone activate you with language that activates others. Otherwise, you just run around as this spirit continually broken that deactivates men or activates the male inside of them. So our sisters have to have skill sets. Our brothers got to have skill sets so that we can be in love again, man.
That's what we got to do. I mean,
on this planet.
That's it. We
are
the dopest. We are the most loving. We're all of that. But there is something that happens. Listen, Dondre, I could talk to you all day long. I got a gazillion more questions. We got to book another session, because this to me is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more to talk about. Now, I'm going to ask you this real quick, because this will tell me a lot about you. First of all, do you drink?
When
you do drink, what alcohol would
Yes, I'm about
best
to.
describe you? Because I
Okay.
know which one describes me. I'm curious to know
Okay.
what alcohol describes Don. Would be the same, the equivalent. What would it be?
First of all, when we go somewhere, like I won't say that I don't drink at all, but my drinking to drinkers would be like, Negro, you don't drink.
So it's like a
I
little bit here and there.
I'm a person who I've grown tired of. You don't drink, so I'll sit there like I'll get this little thing and carry that joker around for the whole party, for the sake of making other people feel. Because I want you to be yourself. And what I've noticed is that when you don't drink around drinkers, it makes them very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, they go, you don't drink. So they feel judged.
Yeah. Because they're drinking.
Because they're drinking. So
Yeah.
I just carry one so that they can be themselves, their full selves, right? So when I do drink, I drink. I'm not gonna say the brand because I'm not trying to. I'm not.
Don't do it. Okay, let me ask you this: Is it brown or white?
It's the equivalent of, you know, them little 2% drinks that like barely even count as alcohol. Like I call them adult sippy cups.
Sippy cups.
Yeah, like a you know, like some kind of like a hard lemonade or a
yeah, like a hard seltzer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That don't even barely, like, if you drink one of them and you get pulled over and
you
do
good.
a breathalyzer, he like, okay, you are, you good.
Yeah,
that's what I call drinking.
Gotcha. Well, I'm a tequila girl. I'm a tequila girl.
But now watch this. The reason why also is that, one, I'm participating without really participating, so everybody's good. But if trouble walks in the room,
you got it.
Daddy got to have faculties. Somebody got to be able to handle that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Dondre, listen. Me and you gonna talk again. I'm gonna hit you up. Let's set another date.
That's 4 times.
That's 4 times. I'm gonna need 5 before I get out of here. I'm gonna need 5 before I get out of here. Because you know, I need to be loved.
Well, you know I love you. Boom, 5.
There it is. 5 times. 5 times. Listen, it is a pleasure to talk to you. I knew it would be. I was thinking about it all night.
That's
I
why
said,
when
I
you
can't
sent
wait.
me the text message, I was like, let's
Great
do this.
Conversation. I'm going to hit you up again so we can continue this conversation to see if we can't pull ourselves a little bit closer together, because it's just that important.
Easy. And like I said, look, I don't make statements that are centered around a promise that I don't keep. So now you stuck. So now you're gonna get some text messages from Big Bro.
I expect to. I expect to. And if I don't,
I gotta check in on my sis.
You gotta check in on me. You gotta check in. Let me tell you something. I can be a little out of control. I'm just saying.
I gotta check in on my sis. That's without a doubt.
I love it. I love you so much. Please give my best to your family, and we will talk again very, very soon. I'll text you and let you know a good day, and you let me know if it works for you. Sounds good, baby. Thank you for all you do. Continued success. And we're going to keep this thing going because we got a lot of work to do.
Let's go.
Let's go. Sounds good. Take care.
Okay. Peace.